Good evening, crafting friends. Dorene Decibus from It Begins with Ink and Paper, and welcome to Simply Stamping Sunday. So happy you're able to join me tonight. I hope you had a fabulous Thanksgiving and a fabulous break. So this week, I know we had a few days off, and it really made it very nice for us, especially as the week progressed. I was busy. I bought a new car, so I'm so excited about that. A 2023 Ford Escape. It has all the bells and whistles. It's been so much fun to drive so far. And I have been busy getting ready for some secret stamper gifts that I give out at work. I do the 12 days of secret stampers for my team, and I've been making some gifts this week. Here's one of them right here. I'm using some of our old dies. This is the stocking thinlet, and it has a little pillow box on the back. And in here, as you can see the snowflake, I have a York snowflake peppermint patty. So I had to make 6 of those. I've used another old die. This is the larger pillow box, and I cut one of the tags out of, and this is retired paper as well. And this is full of Hershey Kisses. And I've made, again, this is a retired die. It's the little treat box die. I haven't decorated it yet, so I still have a little work to do. But this one holds a little miniature Reese's peanut butter tree. I didn't have enough of this paper, so I did 2 different designs, but I'll decorate them exactly the same. And then this one, I used our pillow dies. Again, it's retired. They fold over like this, but I'm going to leave it open, and I'm going to be putting in a couple of tea bags and some honey sticks. So those are my first 4 days of secret stamper. I'll try to keep posting pictures of it. I have a lot of fun. It just gives me a way to give little treats that are not expensive. At the end, I do give something a little more expensive, and I'll show you that at the end. But I try to just give some little treats, a Post-it note holder, just different things like that. Maybe some hand lotion, just little things that I can create a box for or container for. And, on this here, this one is all done. Same with the stocking. I have a tag on it, but I don't write anything on it. That way, if they want to use it as a, so there's no tag on this one either. That way, if they want to use it as part of their, holiday gift, they're able to do that. So let me just set those aside. So we're finally at the end of November. I just can't believe it. This year has just gone by so quickly. It's our last week of using Beary Cute, and I've had a lot of fun with this set to just review what we've done this month. Our very first card, the theme obviously was Mossy Meadow, and we made a card that has warm wishes on the inside, the smaller polar bear, and what I would consider the mom and dad polar bear on the front, with the greeting Christmas is better together. And then the second week of November, we made this fun card, kind of melding the 2 colors of Night of Navy and the Mellow Moss, and had our greetings in a little tree on the inside. And then last week, we did a cut and shuffle technique where we cut 3 pieces of designer series paper, shuffled them around so that each card has the same cut design but different paper. So they're designed the same way. They have some different die cuts. Not die cuts, I hand cut all of these from the designer series paper, but the images on the front are a little different, but they're made with the same template. And so that was a lot of fun. And tonight we're going to make this card, and this is a fun fold card. So if you look down on it, let me just bring this back a little bit. Hopefully you can see the shape that's formed. We have this panel attached to this piece back here, and it can open up like this, and when you look at it top down, you can see that you see the kind of scene that's going on the side of the card. So it's a lot of fun. It can stand. You can look at it different ways. It even has paper under here. So all of the only places I didn't put designer series paper was back here on the very back, because that doesn't really show, but the others, if I pull it out straight, will show. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight, this fun fold. So let me set these cards aside and the stamp set aside. So what do we need? The one thing I did want to point out in this card, if I was going to, I would probably put my basic white cardstock right inside here if I wanted to write a message, because otherwise there's not really space unless you wrote on the designer series paper. So the one thing I didn't add was a piece of basic white cardstock here, so that you could write on the card when you go to send it out. So I'm going to use a different bear. I use the bear sitting up. I'm going to be using this bear here on the front of my designer series paper. So I just cut that out, and then I have a small piece of designer series paper that I'm going to be die cutting, and this piece is 1 3/4 by 2 7/8, and this is the piece that I'm going to stamp on, and it's the only stamping I'm going to do, and I am going to stamp Merry Christmas on it, and the Night of Navy ink to match the cardstock that I'm using. So I'm going to just do that stamping right now to get the stamping out of the way. And we'll just center that on the piece of paper. And there we go. Easy peasy stamping tonight. Put the ink pad away too. Okay, so Night of Navy. Let's start here and we'll go backwards. You're going to need 2 pieces of Night of Navy, and these measure 5.5 inches square. And we are going to score these at 2 inches, 3.5 inches, and 5 inches, and then 3 inches by 5.5 inch. Oh, excuse me, now I'm going forward. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to score these at 2 inches, 3.5 inches, and 5 inches. Then I'm going to need a piece of Night of Navy that measures 3 inches by 5.5. And then I'm going to need a piece of Night of Navy that measures 3 by 3. Sorry about that. And then for okay, so then for designer series paper, I'm going to need a piece that measures 2 7/8 by 5.5, and I took one of the darker ones, so it's going to blend right in with the Night of Navy cardstock. I'm reading from my notes, so I apologize. I'm going to need 2 pieces that measure 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to be putting these on so those ends meet, so when they're on the far ends, it will look like a scene. I am going to need a piece that is 2 7/8 by 2 7. I need 4 different pieces. This goes on to my next page, so I guess I could have looked on. And then this one here, I'm going to need 4 of these, and they measure 1 3/8 by 5 1/4, 5 1/4. So these are the pieces that I'm going to be using. So the first thing that I'm going to do before I adhere any of this is I am going to do the scoring on these 2 pieces of paper. And I could use my paper cutter to do the scoring, which is what I'm going to do. You just want to make sure when you're using your paper cutter that you're using, let me get it back in, my scoring blade, and it's this blade right here that is the scoring blade. The darker one is the cutting blade. This one is the scoring blade. So as I said before, I'm going to start by scoring at 2 inches. So I'll line that up. And then I'm going to be scoring at 3 1/2 inches. And then I'm going to be scoring at 5 inches. And I am going to do that same thing to this piece of paper. So again, we're going to start at 2 inches. And then we're going to go to 3 1/2 again. And then finally at 5 inches, which will give us our little tab that we're going to use to attach these to the front piece of the front panel of the card. So anytime that you have some scoring, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this, so the pieces are going to attach. I see that my internet is acting up a little bit. I don't know if that is visible, but these 2 pieces, and there's one over here, are going to attach to the center of that. And then we're going to just accordion fold this. So I'm going to start by folding this over and using my bone folder. Anytime you do a fun fold, and I love to do fun folds, you want to really use your bold folder to get a really nice crease. That's the best thing you can do for your fun fold. And so you can see I've got some really nice creases here now. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. I don't necessarily worry at the beginning if I've got it, the folds facing in the right way, because I can always turn them around if I need to. But there we go, we've got our pieces, and they are going to meet like this, because this piece is going to go right on the top of it. And where these 2 folds are, we want, it's hard to hold it all together, this is going to almost line up with those 2 folds right there. And then we'll have our pieces that have the cardstock on it. So again, we're going to have that mechanism in the middle, and when I open this up, you can see that this piece here lines up almost evenly with those 2 folds. Okay, so let's get started on putting this together. So because of the way this card operates, it only has one little area to piece up on this. And that way I'm going to know I'm going to have a really nice strong tape adhering it together. Okay, so before I put this on, I'm going to start adding some of my designer series paper. So this is going to go on the front. There we go with that piece. It's easier to put all the designer series paper on now, just to have it. Now this is going to go this way, so I want my footprints going that way. Because even though this is a square, we're going to be putting it as a diamond, like this, on the front. And then while this is together, remember I said that this piece and this piece, it was just back here that didn't get designer series paper. So on this, it would be this piece and this piece. So let's put that designer series paper on. So did anyone do any Black Friday shopping? I'm more of a Cyber Monday shopper. So when this opens up, like here, we'll see those two pieces side by side. And then this piece is going to go right here. I've had a lot of fun sharing with you the very cute stamp set. Done with this tonight, I'll show you what stamp set is going to come next. I was really debating over it this afternoon. I usually have 2 months planned, and I probably will for this. Once I plan this month's, I'll probably plan next month's at the same time. But I just was really debating which direction to go. I don't really want to focus on Christmas because that's all we've been focusing on, but I want to focus, but you know, there still may be a Christmas card or two that I want to make. So I was trying to decide which set would give us the flexibility that if we add some other, you know, a greeting set with it, that it could be also some birthdays and some other types of cards. And I even thought about premiering a new set from the mini catalog, but then I thought, you know, if you really liked it, it would be some time before you could actually purchase it. So the last thing I'm going to do is just burnish this piece of tear and tape. There we go. Do the same over here. The tape comes off a little easier if you just burnish it really quickly. All right. So now I want to make sure everything is facing the right way. And I'm going to put these together so that you can see what I'm doing. I've got them even, and they're so sticky. And I really should watch to not get my hands on it too much because some of the stickiness will go away. So now I'm going to take this, and this is the hardest part of the entire card, getting this on evenly. But there we go. So now the card is all put together. So if you can see that with the kind of fun fold, and if we open it up some, you can see what you'd see if you were looking down at it. So now what we're going to do is add this diamond to the center, and I put it up towards the top so that I could put this at the bottom. And so what I'm going to do, my top two, I'm going to have plenty of glue, but going across, I'm not going across all the way so that it won't stick out. And I want those pieces to be even on the card front. So that it's in the middle. There we go. I think that's good. And we don't have any adhesive on those corners. So then next, I'm going to add some adhesive to the Designer Series paper that I stamped on. And it's going to go right across that front label. And now all I need to do is add my bear to the center of the card. And that is it for tonight. How cool is this fold? So here's the card as you'd be able to see it. When it opens up, it looks like this. And you can see on the side there's 2 sets of the Designer Series paper. And if I was going to be cardstock, let me just grab a ruler. I would be measuring it. Looks like probably 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Let's just put one on the back so you can see what it will look like. So here we go. We'll cut it 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then we would center that right here on the back, and that would give you a place where you could write a message. And it will cover up those seams. So here's the front of the card with our Merry Christmas and our scene, and then we can open it up to the back, and we have hidden back here a piece of basic white that you could then write on. And that is it for our last Simply Stamping Sunday using the Beary Burst stamp set. I mean the Beary Cute. I said Beary Burst thinking of the paper. So let's look at the cards we made this month. So we have our week 1, our week 2, our week 3. We had 3 cards, and then finally our week 4 card. So that is it for November's Simply Stamping Sunday. Remember, Simply Stamping Sunday is where we just use a stamp set, paper, and ink, and we do throw in some Designer Series paper as well. So next month, drum roll please, we will be using the Trucking Along photopolymer stamp set. And it has, I've got some of the stamps out right now because I've been playing around with it. But as I said, it's a photopolymer stamp set. It has it's 2-step stamping, so you can stamp the truck and then stamp the inside color to the trunk. You can add colors, a tree, presents, so many different things that you can add, and everything is two-step stamping. So all of the images, even if you are in a southern state where there are palm trees at Christmas time or any time of the year, you can be throwing a palm tree, a surfboard, and a life saver in there. So this will be a lot of fun to use, and like I said, this will be for the month of December. And then in January, I think I already have a good idea what I want to use as well. So thank you, as always, for joining me for my Facebook Live tonight, Simply Stamping Sunday. And I will be back Tuesday with the last installment of Christmas Made Easy, and I'm going to be showing you some quick and easy gift tags that you can be making. And gift tags are great as gifts. One of my secret stamper gifts every year are some gift card tags because everyone needs them, and it is just so much more fun to make them yourself. And that will be the last edition of that. And then I'll be back Friday night for Fun Fold Friday. And of course, back next Sunday for Simply Stamping Sunday with Trucking Along. I hope you have a great week, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Good night.